people, we are hot. And we're back, but we're really hot. What are we, 12-3 in the last 3 weeks?
Yes, sir, my good man. We are on fire. Basically, this is called a heater.
It really is. This is what's
We're
known
on a
as
heater.
a heater in sports betting.
Yep, we're on a heater.
And the timing couldn't be better.
It's the best time of year. You know, when the weather gets
So-
cold, you want to get hot.
In the contest, we have 43 points, basically. We're 43 and 32, I believe.
Yeah.
The leader has 50. And in the fourth quarter, the segment, the leader has 10 and we have 8.
Yeah, we're live for some money here.
So we're right there.
We got to stay hot, Jack. Listen, we have our finger on the pulse of this league. We're trusting the data. We're kind of trying to combine it with our feeling, and we're whittling down to 5 that we both kind of agree on. And 12-3 in our last 15. Anyone who's been listening has been benefiting because once again, the public is getting killed. Did not change this week. I say it every week. 60% of the tickets or more are when they're on a game. That is public betting. That is not sharp money. 54.90 against the spread. That's 38%. That is historically bad. It's one of the worst public betting years in the 23-year history that they've been keeping this data. So you and I are what they call bucking the trend, my good man.
All right, let's buck the trend and jump right into this week's card, shall we?
I can't wait. It's going to be so great.
We're kicking off tonight with, unbelievable game between the Rams and Seattle Seahawks.
Yep.
Rams are getting 1.5. They were getting there was a point early, maybe this was sort of last weekend, where they were actually the favorite a little bit. So anyway, back and forth, total 42.5. Obviously the big news in this one, I think, is that what's his face is not
Devontae
playing.
Adams.
Yeah,
Devontae
Adams
is out. Yeah.
Is resting, getting ready for the playoffs. But what's that?
He's got a bad hammy, so they got to be very careful with him because I'll tell you that they're going to obviously miss him tonight in the red zone. I mean, he leads the NFL in red zone touchdowns. He's just his first move off the line is so damn good. It almost doesn't matter who's covering him. He's just open. Stafford's just throwing it to him, and I think he has 12 red zone touchdowns this year, Jack.
Wow.
So that they're going to miss that, but I think this is probably the best game of the week based on records and DVOA and all that stuff. I know you're big on the DVOA, but I feel like these are two of the best DVOA teams matched up maybe ever. Like I heard on the radio today that these teams, based on their combined DVOA, is similar to what the Patriots did in that magical season where they lost only one game. That's how good these teams have been. So
they're
I'm
1
sure
and 2. Seattle's number 1. Offense is ranked 9th. Defense is ranked 1. Rams offense 1. Defense 3rd. What does the data say on this game? Well,
I'll tell you, the data really says, McVay, right? McVay has dominated Seattle in his career. He's 12-6 against the spread, 11-3 against the spread since 2019. With Stafford at quarterback, the Rams are 6-0 straight up against Seattle. He's never lost. 4-2 against the spread. They're an underdog here. So if that holds true, you got to like the Rams. And I don't see any reason why we wouldn't like the Rams here, to be honest with you. And I know that Seattle's at home and they're playing well. McDaniel had started off his career. He's coached 7 night games with Seattle. He started off 0-3 straight up, but he's won 4 in a row. So there is a little bit of data here that maybe is a little conflicting. But then if you read, McVay has faced the Seahawks at night 4 times in prime time as the Rams coach. He's 4-0 against the spread in those games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even without Devontae, they have so many. I like the Rams.
Yeah, it's a popular pick, especially I think amongst the professional bettors. Like I know a lot of people who like the Rams tonight, and I don't disagree with any of the reasons why. I think it's too close to call, and I think there's probably going to be a lot more games. And look, there's something wrong with Darnold. In my opinion, he hasn't been playing well the last month, let's say. I don't think they looked very good against the Colts, especially on the offensive line. They have a lot of injuries. They're banged up, and they're not protecting him. So it's kind of like, there's not a lot of like really good reasons why I like Seattle in this game. And yet I kind of think the way that the narrative is going to play out on this season is that they can win this game and they're not going to beat the Rams in a game that really matters, like down the road. But if I had to bet it, I think I would take Seattle tonight, reluctantly. And not just because Devontae's out, but just because I think this is the game that they can win, and they cannot win a more important game. Like, this is a big revenge game for Darnold. He obviously had his worst game of the year, that game in the Rams, and we bet them. I pushed you hard to bet them. They covered. They were getting 3.5, if you remember, and they got there. And if he didn't, I just keep going back to that game.
He threw 4 picks.
I'm glad I brought that up.
He threw 4 interceptions in that game.
I hadn't even thought about that until right now, that he threw 4 interceptions and they lost the game by 3.
Yeah.
So if he can just manage the game half as bad or better than he did the last time out, and the Devontae missing, I just think they can win this game by 3, and I don't want to bet against them.
Maybe, maybe not. Here's my thing. I like the Rams. I think that this is too hard of a game to put in our top 5 either way. So
yeah,
I don't want to waste any more breath on it.
I agree.
I know you've always liked Seattle. I think Darnold has had a really hard time in his career against good teams, and this is a really, really good team. He has not proven it to me that he can win a game like this. I don't know. Until he proves it to me, I'm not certainly going to bet him. But we have so many other games this week, Jack, to put in our top 5. This game should not be one of them.
I agree. Let's move on to Saturday. Now, here's a game I like. Washington's playing the Eagles. They're at home. They're getting 6.5. I have a weird feeling this line could go to 6. It already has. Sorry, I take that back. At least at wantomakeabet.com, 45.5 is the total. And our contest line, just so you know, I'm just going to keep going back to that, is 6.5. What's the there must be a ton of data on this game being a division matchup.
Well, listen, there is some, and I'll tell you, just last week I had a historic week of gambling. I don't know, no one on this podcast would know until I mention it now, but I mean, I hit so many bets, and I did it through a combination of things. Number one, games that you and I both liked. I rode some of those games. Number two, I was turned on to a new feature on FanDuel, which you can now see where the money is on every game, on a percentage basis. And the public has been so bad that in games that I liked and I was right on that side, it made me like it even more. And on other games, it made me not like it and stay away from a couple games. When the public loves Philly this week. So I will tell you, road teams in this matchup in regular season Saturday games have been good. 67, 46, and 6. I know that's a long history there. When it's a divisional game, it's even better. The road teams are 34, 16, and 2. However, in December or later, Jalen Hurts is only 5-7-1 against the spread versus the NFC East, including 1-5 against the spread on the road. If you combine that with the fact that I think Washington's playing a little bit better, Philly, of course, blew out an easy team. I mean, Vegas is really not, a real football team anymore. So if I had to bet it, I would be inclined to bet Washington, because when I'm looking at the game on FanDuel, and if I just click on the stats category, it'll tell me where the action is. 83% of the spread bets are on the Eagles. So anything more than 60, this is huge money on Philly. That makes me like Washington.
Did you happen to read the article that I shared with you about betting against the public from wantomakeabet.com?
I didn't. I don't know when was that, this weekend?
I did it last week because I was curious. About exactly what we're talking about. And I used AI with my data and basically said, I have a theory that when everybody bets, when the public is on one side of a game, then it's a higher likelihood, like the everything we're talking about. The higher the percentage of money, or the higher percentage of people who bet,
I
and I'm
think it's more about the
disregarding.
tickets, right?
And I also have winning percentage of of every customer at wannamakeabet.com. So I'm starting to do like a lot of really interesting data mining things, which eventually I'm
Nice.
going to share. I'm going to share with the customers. But my theory was disproven with a 5,000 game sample, that there was no signal at all. In fact, it was actually negative.
Over this season?
60, 70, 80, and 90% over the history of wannamakeabet.com.
Oh, that's, yeah.
5,000 games.
Yeah. Well, that's too long of a history. What we're talking about is this year, the against the spread bets have been among the worst in 23 years. So your data prior to this year, I don't want to say is irrelevant, but in the purposes of this discussion that we're having now is irrelevant, because we're talking about this year has been,
well, they are included in that,
historically bad year for bettors. So for whatever the reason is, the public has been getting crushed. So I think we can use that data, and it'll make us feel a little more confident in picks that we like anyway when the public's against us. And it may make us actually say, hey, you know, like sometimes with you, when you send me the Circa data, you're not very comfortable when, you know, we're on a game that's one of the top picks.
Yeah. My point is, I will never again think that like, and I hear what you're saying, that this year may be an anomaly, but the point is that over time, going against the public, and I already knew this to be true, but I'm just glad that I now have the data.
Yeah.
Is not a winning strategy.
Historically, you're probably right. And that's why
I thought it was. I thought it was. Like everyone thinks, if everybody's on it, I'm going to go against it. But anyway, if you're trying to make a case for Washington, I'm not on board. I actually really like the Eagles in this game. I think they can, you know, this is just, I think it's like time for them to assert themselves. I know money is coming in on Washington. I see the line going the other direction. But to me, this is going to be an easy win. This is going to be like when Washington went and played Minnesota, maybe worse. Like, I know we had them last week and they came up great for us, but they played the Giants. Like, this is Philly. And when Philly wins this game, they're going to secure a playoff position even better than they currently have. They're going to knock Dallas out of the playoffs. Like, a lot of good things are going to happen when they get this win. And I don't think it'll be a challenge.
Okay. It's probably skip for me. I'm not with you. There's too much data to support the other side in a divisional game like this. So, and I'm not impressed with Philadelphia the way they've been playing.
But you don't want to take Washington, do you?
I don't count the Raider game at all. I actually like Washington the way they played with Mariota.
Okay.
And I like the way, actually, they almost beat Denver with Mariota. And I think Denver is the best team in the league with the Rams. So, you know, Philly has struggled. I'm getting 7 at home with Washington. Quinn is pretty good in this matchup versus the Eagles, or at least listed as a home dog 11 times as a head coach. He is 7-4 against the spread, including 3-1 against the spread versus his own division. So I'm just not sold on Philly. If they were playing better, you'd have me, but you don't. So I'm gonna disagree with you on this one.
Okay, let's go to Saturday night. Bears, great game. Bears are hosting the Packers.
So good. It's gonna be.
This is really for the division, right?
Yeah, this is unreal. What's going to go on in this game? These two teams, obviously, historically, Green Bay has dominated this. You know, and obviously, we had the Bears against Green Bay a couple of weeks ago. We thought 6.5 was enough. It almost was. They lost by 7. Of course, Caleb threw the interception at the end. We talked about him short arming the ball. But I think it's different here. First of all, an interesting thing. Teams that have come off a game at Mile High Stadium the last 3 years, and then they're on a road. They're 0-6 this season in that spot. Teams that have come to Denver and then had to go on the road their next game. They're 0-6 against the spread. 6-17 against the spread in that spot over the last 3 years. So it's not going to be an easy spot for them. The Bears, of course, their offense is great. We know that, right? They go over their team total just about every game, 11-3 to the over. So you know Johnson has them playing well on offense. And I just think the Micah Parsons thing is very difficult for the Packers. I basically don't think they have any chance to win the Super Bowl now. I thought they had a slim chance to begin with because I didn't think they were better than the Rams anyway. But with Parsons, of course, I honestly, I guess, in any game that was a big game, if he's the best pass rusher in the league, or arguably, you'd have a chance to win. I mean, you can make that case. He's gone now. So they've taken a major hit. I think Chicago is going to win this game. And I know there's nothing in the stats that would tell you that they would against Green Bay because they have not played well against Green Bay. But I just have a sneaky suspicion. I don't love Chicago, but I lean Chicago in this game. If I had to bet it, I would take Chicago.
Yeah. I'm with you 100%. I think not just Micah being out, but you also have, the continued problems on the offensive line, right? Like John Williams, Kennard, Jenkins, he's already been out for a month now, but now Glover, Zach Tom, all these guys, the starting front five of the Packers is not playing. That, the five that started the season, and you can tell the way that they've been playing lately, especially in that Denver game. They couldn't, I know that's a much better pass rush than they're going to face against Chicago, but still, they were getting eaten up. And I kind of see the same thing. It's not just Micah Parsons, also on defense. Evan Williams may not play. I mean, that's their starting safety. The guy's a killer. I don't like this. I like the Bears reversing the trend. Remember, the Bears took them to the wire, and this is Caleb's retribution for the bad pass he threw at the end. I'm with you. I think the Bears get the win and reverse the, I mean, look, that's all that data that you have on this rivalry wasn't with Caleb Williams. And it wasn't
except
with Ben
for last
Johnson.
week, except for 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Yes.
Right. But you know what I mean? It wasn't Ben Johnson. It wasn't Caleb Williams. It wasn't this team. But anyway, I'm with you. I like the Bears.
Yeah. The only thing that also would concern me about Green Bay, if you noticed, Denver was Love threw a critical interception in that game late in the fourth quarter that basically turned the game and sealed it for Denver. Remember, Chicago leads the NFL in turnovers forced. They have forced 20. They're plus 20 in turnover differential. So you get a guy like Love turning the ball over. That's going to be really, really good for Ben Johnson in this offense. I just don't know how they're going to be able to get after Caleb enough without Parsons to make him make mistakes, and he's very good out of the pocket anyway, super elusive. We talk about all the time how he just gets out of stuff and runs for first downs or throws and run and gets first downs on the run. Like, he's a special quarterback in that regard. There's no doubt. So I kind of like it with you. I'm always nervous going against these historical trends. I think until a team actually ends the streak, it's not over, but let's see how it does. If we come up with 5 better games, I would say this would be our 6th, but I'm leaning Chicago. I'm leaning Chicago with you.
Me too. And there's definitely, look, the Packers have a very good defense, even with him out. And, I don't know what the story is with Evan Williams. They still have Xavier McKinney. They still have Quay Walker. They have a lot of studs, and they have a much better defense than the Bears. I think we would both agree on that. The other thing that gives me pause a little bit, and then we can move on, is that we got to watch these injuries with DeAndre Swift and Odunze and Kmet, and even this guy Burden. I mean, they're running a little low in the skill position. You know what I mean?
I think Burden's very good, but I think we spent enough time in this game. We both kind of like Chicago. I don't love it, but I like it.
Okay, let's move on. Sunday. What's the date on Sunday? The 21st? Yeah. What do we got next?
We got Bills. Bills are at the Browns.
Yeah.
They're laying a big number.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I can't imagine that look, the Bills are playing for seeding. I don't think they can stumble. This is the kind of game, I don't know what you think about this. I don't know how much history there is between us, but I kind of feel like we're going to absolutely get our doors blown off, or, and this is less likely, we'll be covering and potentially could win the game the entire time. And I just think it's probably more likely that we get blown out. But then again, Buffalo doesn't have a good defense. We saw that last week against the Patriots.
Yeah.
And, it's a young team, and Shador is going to have much more time than he had last week. And, maybe he can do some things, but we're not going to beat the Bills.
I think the game's a skip. There's some conflicting data. There's some things I like about Buffalo in this game. And there are some things that make me like Cleveland. One reason you would like Buffalo, teams that come back off 14 plus point comebacks. Did I lose you?
No.
Hold on. I think I just
You're fine. I hear you.
Oh, there I am. Sorry about that. I hit a button on my computer. I'm not so advanced with the computers. That was weird. Teams that come back from 14 plus point deficits and win games the following week struggle historically. They're only 59-78 against the spread. That's active on Atlanta and Buffalo this year. However, in that spot, Buffalo is actually 5-0 straight up and against the spread. So for some reason, it doesn't affect them.
And that said, it's like you just saying that. I mean, they had a big emotional comeback win last week against a division rival. To then get up and have to go to Cleveland, Ohio, and lay 10. It's a lot.
If you can get 10.5, you might want to bet Cleveland, but they're really tough. Listen, the Browns is big home underdogs since 2020 when they're getting 7 or more, or home underdogs in general in the NFL are 81, 52, and 3 against the spread, 11 and 6 against the spread this year. So home underdogs of really large spreads have been covering a lot.
Yeah.
Buffalo's 10-5-1 against the spread on the second game of a road trip. That's pretty good. But the Bills against teams this year below 500 are only 1-4 against the spread. Mm-hmm. So they kind of play down to competition, which kind of like what you're saying is like, how can they get up for this game after that big win at New England? Makes me like Cleveland. I didn't like what I saw out of Cleveland last week at Chicago. I thought their fight would be a lot better. And man,
I think it's
I mean, they laid an egg. I mean,
I mentioned that to you in the text, and you see that a lot with really, really good defenses when the offense just keeps letting them down. That eventually they just say, you know what, fuck it. And I feel like that happened in the Tennessee game. That when we gave up 31 points to the Titans, there was no way you were going to get me to get them against the Bears, and we got blown out. And I could see it happening again. At the same time, I don't want this in our top 5. I just want to root for it. I also think there is some segment of the population who is still alive in Survivor is looking at either Buffalo or Houston this week and thinking, which one do I take? And for those who are thinking about taking Buffalo, this is an anti-Survivor play if we're going to do it. That said, if you haven't used Buffalo yet,
I can't imagine.
Well, if you're thinking, should I do it this week? Should I do it this week, or should I do it against the Jets? I'd probably wait.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if I had to take this game, I would take the points. 76% of the spread bets are on Buffalo, and 88% of the money is on Buffalo.
Yeah.
So 10.5, if you can get it. I'm going to throw Cleveland in a couple of these like $5 like crazy parlays that try and pay like $6,000. I'll just throw them in there for $5 and see if I can hit the whole card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Jets Saints. This is a skip for me. Jets are getting 5.5. Line really, actually, money's coming in on the Saints. I mean, I think, yes, it's a skip. The Jets played one of the worst games I've seen all year last week, and it's hard to say that about the Jets when they've played so many bad games. But what they did against the Jags and the fact that Trevor Lawrence threw 5 touchdowns against them.
That was against him in fantasy in the playoffs. I couldn't believe it. He put up 50 on me.
That's who you went against?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Couldn't believe it.
Anyway, this is a pass for me. I like the Saints, but actually, I won't even say anything else. I like the Saints in this game. I mean, I think they'll have no problem. I love the way Tyler Shuck is playing. He's clearly the guy. I even picked up, just in case, I don't know what you think about it, I picked up that guy Estime in our league. He's the third string running back. He's been good and feisty. I think Kamara's hurt, and the backup is now hurt. He got a
Devin
lot
Neal.
of touches last week. He's fast.
Devin Neal. Yeah, that's probably a good pickup because the Jets can't stop a nosebleed. I'll say this. The Jets, in their franchise history, have not been good against the Saints. In the last 9 meetings, they're 2-9 straight up. That can't be right. That's 11 games. 2-7 straight up, 3-6 against the spread versus New Orleans. Tyler Shuck, you mentioned, he is the second most rushing yards in the NFL for quarterbacks behind Josh Allen over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know this? I didn't know this. Shuck opened at 250-1 to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's now 16-1.
I know some people that I follow that have some Shuck tickets.
It's pretty amazing. Jets
Yeah.
have not yet have not yet recorded an interception this year. It's almost impossible to imagine a team playing this many games and not having one interception. That's insane. They have forced just 3 turnovers this year. That is the fewest in NFL history through 14 games. Saints pass defense, we talked about it last week. They have now allowed under 200 passing yards in 4 straight games. And Tyrod Taylor has not been lighting it up necessarily for the Jets. Depending on where the money lies here. I mean, if this is a heavy Saints bet, I'll lay off. But if it's reasonable and the whole public isn't on it, I like the Saints.
Well, they will be. We already have CLV, by the way, on this in the contest. It's 4.5, and the market's 5.5.
It's still 4.5 at FanDuel. I don't know where you're seeing 5.5, but okay.
Well, I want to make
you
it
can
bet
bet it right now at 4.5 at FanDuel.
At DraftKings is 5.5.
So I like the Saints. I mean, they're on the list. I don't love it, but I like it.
Yeah, let's keep them in mind. I could do it. I think the way they're playing, Chuck, their defense has been great. There's no quit in them, and you could say that the Jets are like at the top of the list of the quit category.
No question. The Jets are trying to lose.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. They
did fire the defensive coordinator this week, though, Jack. I don't know what that means. Maybe if they get a bounce off of that on the defense, just something that may concern you. If you think a mix-up in coaching leads to a spark, Steve Wilkes was let go Tuesday morning by Glenn.
Vikings, Giants. Vikings are laying 3 on the road. It's a skip for me. I have absolutely no opinion other than to say JJ McCarthy.
Maybe he is good.
Playing well. Maybe he is good.
I texted that to you. You said it last week on the podcast, and I texted you because I had Minnesota the other night with the over.
Yeah.
McCarthy looked great, but here's the deal. Minnesota, when they play outdoors in December or later, they haven't been good. They're 6-11-1 against the spread over the last decade in that spot, and they failed to cover by 5 points a game. Also, interestingly enough, teams coming off a road game in Dallas this year, Jack, you ready for this?
Yeah.
0-6 against the spread their next game.
Wow.
Really interesting. I like the Giants, and I think a lot of people are going to be on Minnesota based on that recency bias. They all watched it last week at night. It was a nationally televised game. They really played well against Dallas, and I think that will give bettors a false sense of security here. The Giants still have Dart. I like what they're doing at the running back position. And you know what? The defense has not been good. Don't get me wrong, but they could maybe surprise Minnesota in this game. I'm not going to say that I love it, but I will have them in some aggressive parlays. Let's call it that.
Okay. Yeah, I can't imagine the Giants could win this game the way they play and the way they lost to Washington last week at home, and Vikings are sort of feeling themselves a little bit, and JJ has got people's attention, and I would never take the Giants.
Okay.
Let's go on to a really meaningful game. The Bucs are playing Carolina. They're laying 2.5 on the road, 45.5 total. What's the data say on this one?
Well, listen, the Panthers have struggled as favorites and they thrive as underdogs, right? So this week they're going for their 8th outright win as an underdog. They've won 7 straight games. The problem is, and Carolina's 6-0 against the spread after a loss this year, which is the best mark in the NFL. Problem is, Baker has played Carolina 5 times in his career. He's 5-0.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a conflicting data thing for me. Normally, I would say I liked Carolina. Before I read this data, I think Tampa Bay could be dead. And I told you right after that disappointing loss to Atlanta last week when Kyle Pitts lit it up on Thursday night and Tampa did not win that game, that Damian Woody on SVP basically said, listen, teams don't recover from this. Tampa's done. He said it that night. Now, whether or not that happens or not, Evans was visibly upset, smashing his helmet. They got all their guys back. So to me, it was a defensive thing. They couldn't stop Atlanta for some reason, who's certainly not a juggernaut. You got to give Kirk Cousins credit for doing it. But there's definitely just a little bit too much conflicting data here for me to bet this game. When I saw it initially, I said, of course I like Carolina. They're underdogs. They're coming off a loss. I like them on the money line. But then when you see Baker's played Carolina 5 times, he's never lost to them, it makes me say it's a skip.
Yeah. I think it's time. I don't know what your gut tells you, but my gut tells me that it's time that they lose to Carolina. I think Carolina wins this game. They've been losing the close ones the last few weeks. And their defense is terrible, and Carolina plays really well at home. There's just so much incentive here. By the way, would you start Baker or Jordan Love this week? I think it's a Baker, right? The Love playing the Bears.
I think it would have to be Baker. With Evans back and Godwin and those weapons, Carolina's defense doesn't scare me as much as, I don't know. I feel like Chicago's defense could be a little scarier,
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Baker also. But anyway, back to the handicap. Like I don't want this, I can't imagine this makes it into our top 5. But me, I like Carolina to get the monkey off their back and get a win and against a team that, yes, they historically have lost to, but it's like timing couldn't be better to flip the script, just like the Bears and the Packers game this week. Like I kind of feel like that way about the Bears also, that Carolina can win this game. Will they? I love, by the way, whatever the total is in this game, I absolutely love the over
45.5.
Yeah. I mean, this has to be 50, 51. Like this is a really low total considering how poor these defenses are. Like I'm shocked at this number.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny, interestingly enough, and I think the conflicting data says this, the tickets on this game are like 51%, 49%. Yeah. Like this is a very even game. So this is not a game that I can see making it into our top 5.
Yep. Okay. For the record, I like the Panthers. Chiefs Titans. I absolutely love this game. I can't wait to hear what you say. You want me to go first?
Sure.
The Tennessee Titans are going to win this football game, and they're going to win it easily. The Chiefs have been playing football for 5 years, hard, maybe not as hard as every week, but I don't see how they will possibly win this game. Mahomes is gone. Minshew sucks. Their offensive line is completely decimated. There's not a single starter left, and in many cases, even the backup isn't left. Justin Simmons is going to destroy somebody. He's going to have 3 sacks. But on top of that, the motivation and the way the Titans have been playing over the last month, this is like play the alt lines, lay 3.5 with Tennessee plus 250. Like go to your favorite sports book and get the alt lines going. Titans win going away. And the Chiefs have one more game that sort of matters, and it's on Christmas Day. And that's when Kelsey is going to say he's going to retire, and they're playing Denver. And maybe they win that game. Maybe they don't. I kind of think they will. But this game, after the letdown of being knocked out of the playoffs and losing Mahomes, and not to mention the other injuries, Rice, all the offensive linemen, they are done. That's it.
Oh, that's your handicap, huh?
Yeah. Absolutely
Okay.
love Tennessee. and we're getting
Yeah,
3.5. We're getting 3.5 in the contest, I'm pretty sure. And by the way, there's a couple, and we'll talk about it when this happens. I know what the contest is doing, and it actually, if we do this, it's going to be to our advantage in a big way. They set the contest line on this game at 2.5. And I know what they're doing. They're baiting the living daylights out of you to take the Chiefs, because market is 3 everywhere, and it's probably going to be 3.5. I can't imagine it would ever go to 2.5 at a book. And they're trying to scare you off of the Titans with that number. Oh, all they have to do is win by a field goal. Well, guess what? They're not even going to win the game or come close. They're going to lose by 7 or 10. Okay,
you have just I cannot believe how excited you got about a 2-win football team. I have never in my life seen a more passionate display for a team that's won 2 games and has covered like almost none. I mean, yes, they've covered 3 out of their last 7, but
you know what it is also? I'm thinking about my entire lifetime watching the NFL and what happens late in December with some teams. And I just feel like I've seen this movie so many times before, where a great team that gets knocked out of the playoffs just completely gives up. And I just think this is it. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, let me just tell you, I'm going to tell you why I totally disagree with you and why I think 2.5
I don't believe it.
Is actually a really good line for us. Gardner Minshew in his career as a starter is 4-0 straight up and against the spread as a road favorite, scoring 27 or more points in all 4 of those games. Minshew is 9-5 straight up in his career when he's listed as a favorite. When Minshew struggles is when he's an underdog. He's only 8-24. This is a week where you want to bet KC. Big. Minshew is great in this spot. Tennessee stinks. And the Chiefs are 4-0 against the spread this year when they play teams that are below 500. They're 1-7 against the spread when they play teams over 500. KC minus 2.5 is a gift. Minshew's going to win this game. And I don't necessarily think that's going to be close. Tennessee has not proven to me that they could score 4 touchdowns in a football game.
The starting left tackle on the Chiefs.
I saw he went down. He went down with an injury. I saw.
Went down?
Week. Yeah.
No. I'm talking about the starting left tackle in this game that we're talking about is a guy by the name of Esa Pohl. He's the 4th string left tackle on the Chiefs. Yep. And you know what you look at when you pull up the fantasy report on him? A report from week 1 when he was on the Jets bench.
Yeah.
That's who's starting at left tackle for the Chiefs to go against Justin Simmons.
The Steelers played the other night against Miami.
Yeah.
And we started a guy at left tackle that's a 27-year-old who's been on our practice squad for years. No one even knew who he was. He didn't allow a single pressure the whole night. No one even knows his name. Not a single pressure by Chubb. And Steelers won the game. I'm not really concerned as much about that kind of stuff. What I like to see is Minshew going to thrive in this spot? Historically, he dominates this spot. They're playing a bad team. Everyone's going to think like you think. Kansas City's done. Bet Tampa, Tennessee at home, take the points. I like KC.
Okay.
Especially minus 2.5.
Injuries. Chris Jones quit. Nadali quit. Chenal is questionable. He probably won't play. McDuffie out. No, there's nobody on the field for the Chiefs except this fucking greasy mustache Gardner Minshew, who you're going to lean on his record when he's going to be running for his life in Tennessee's Super Bowl. Tennessee is not a very good team. They don't make anybody run for their lives. They have a rookie quarterback who's been underwhelming. If you ask me, I think he's been bad. His mechanics are terrible. Are terrible, and they still have Spagnuolo. They still have Spags. I mean, the defense is going to play. Spags went to the Caribbean this week. All right, let's move on. Chargers, Cowboys. No strong opinion here. Dallas is my absolute 2025 nemesis / Achilles heel.
Yep, you liked them last week too, and they screwed you. 2 weeks ago, you had them.
They've screwed me pretty much. I want to say 5 times this year,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping it's not that high of a number, but it might be. And I would never bet them in this. And I'm not happy with the way the Chargers have been playing.
Chargers are 10-4,
Herbert,
Jack.
even though Herbert broke his non-throwing hand, the throws that he's been making remind me of some of the worst quarterbacks in this league. Like I don't know what's going on with him, but he cannot throw a pass. And it's not even
what you're talking about, Jack.
Oh my God.
They're 10-4. They've won 2 in a row, 2 big games in a row they've won. They just went into Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs, which is never easy to do against that defense. Maybe it wasn't the prettiest performance, but he got the win. But I'll tell you, in this spot, I absolutely love Dallas here. This is a great buy low spot on Dallas. Really good.
Really?
Herbert's played him twice in his career. He's lost both games. Dak is amazing in this spot. Second game of a homestand, he's 15-4 straight up, including 13-2 straight up in his last 15 starts, and they're getting points. I like Dallas in this game. Since the start of 22, Dallas has played a homestand where they played at night in their last game, which was the other night. They're 3-0 against straight up and against the spread in the next game. This is a game where Dallas wins. And the Chargers don't really need this game. This is an NFC game, right? It's a non-conference game for them. And I think they struggled historically against Dallas. Herbert has never beaten them. And I love Dak in this spot. I think Dallas is going to win the game. I like Dallas.
Okay. You should bet on them and not let me come near the game, because if I take Dallas, they'll lose.
I'm definitely betting on them. What are they? Plus Dallas is plus
-1.5.
Oh, they're -1.5. Okay.
No interest, but good luck. I'm not part of it. Let's move on to.
Went to 2.5 on FanDuel. Wow. 70% of the money's on the Chargers, by the way. I really like Dallas a lot in this game.
Okay.
Taking Dallas.
Cincy, Miami. What a meaningless game. No interest whatsoever.
Well, Tua was benched, so you're going to get Ewers, the kid from the Texans, or Texas, I should say, University of Texas.
Yeah,
I wasn't particularly impressed with him.
In the game that Jack Sawyer had the sack, strip fumble. Strip sack.
That's
fumble.
right. That's right. So here's the thing. I'm going to play this. I'm going to play Cincinnati in this game for simply this reason. Teams who were shut out in the previous game, and this week you have 2, Raiders and Bengals, are 35-17-3 against the spread, including 5-0 against the spread this season in their next game. Miami, to me, by benching the quarterback, their season is effectively over with the loss to Pittsburgh. They were eliminated. Cincinnati still is Joe Burrow. Cincinnati still is Jamar Chase, Higgins, Chase Brown. They're only laying a small number. I think it's 4. And I just think that they're going to go down there and win the game. I think Cincinnati is going to win this game and not have much of a hard time doing it. I think Miami is a team that, after last week's loss and benching of Tua, the Ewers is not the answer. And I think they're it's not going to be a high-scoring game, but I do think that that Cincinnati is going to win. Burrow's only played Miami once in his career. He's 1-0. 27-15 win. It was Cincy in the under. I think it's going to be similar to that. Cincy in the under. McDaniel, when he's coached 13 games where the Dolphins are on short rest, as they are this week, he's only 3-10 straight up in those games. They've lost 7 in a row in this spot on short rest. 8 career games as an underdog on short rest. McDonald is 1-7 straight up, losing by an average of 14.3 points. I like Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a better team than Miami. Miami's done. Love Cincinnati in this game.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not interested.
What's our line? 4.5?
Yeah, it's 4. The contest line is, I don't know, maybe we could get some CLV there. Let me see. Yeah, 4.5.
Yeah, same line as it is now. Let me just look at the stats. 70% of the tickets are on Cincinnati, 64% of the money as of now. So, yeah, I can't imagine betting on Quinn Ewers here.
What's interesting is this You think he? I guess the market thinks Tua was worth 5 points because they were laying 1.5, and now they're getting 4.5 against a
Yeah.
team that I just question the motivation of the Bengals at this point. I mean, they just got shut out at home by Baltimore, and I didn't even think Baltimore played that well in that game. We'll talk about that in a minute, but
Jack, teams that
I
get
just
shut out are 5-0 against the spread this year, their next game. Remember, Minnesota got shut out at home? They've
yeah,
scored 30 points in the last 2 games.
yeah, okay. I can't imagine I could feel strongly about the Bengals on the road. Although I
Just
do,
the data, man.
rookie
Just the
quarterback.
data.
Yeah. Here's a game I like. Atlanta is playing Arizona. They're laying 48.5. I mean, you talk about a team that's quit. We have what immediately comes to mind is this team and the Jets and maybe a couple others. I don't see how they could possibly win this game against the Falcons, who must feel incredible after beating Tampa last week and coming off, I think, extra rest. That was Thursday night game.
Correct.
So they got 10 days rest.
Yes, sir.
And very much alive to win the division. And they need this win badly. And I think Arizona has quit. And Atlanta's, I thought Cousins played really well in that game. I mean, people love to knock that guy, but you know what? He commanded that offense. And
Cousins owns Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
The problem with Atlanta is they don't win back-to-back games.
Mm-hmm.
They have a really hard time winning 2 games in a row.
But even against a team that's just looks like they have quit, they've quit on themselves, they've quit on their coach.
They're 1-11. They're in their last 12 games. Arizona. They are 1-11 straight up in their last 12 games. They're missing a lot of players.
Wow.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I like Atlanta here, -3.
Yeah.
I love it? No, but I do like it. It's a pretty good spot for the Falcons. Teams coming off an outright road win at night in prime time are 73-53 against the spread in their next game over the last 5 seasons. So those teams perform well in this spot. Arizona's a bad team. And the question is, can Kirk Cousins do it on the road 2 games in a row? Can Atlanta build? Are they getting London back? Is London coming back this game?
I believe
if
so.
If he is, that makes me like them even more.
Questionable.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if he practiced today.
Because you're not going to get that kind of a game out of Pitts again. That was a lifetime performance. Bijan is Bijan.
I don't know about that. I think Pitts asserted himself, and maybe the fact that London being out, gave him a more prominent role in the offense. So he's questionable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he at least he practiced, and Drake London practiced today, but limited.
Jack, you know what this reminds me of? This game reminds me of when we bet Jacksonville in Arizona, and it was the ugliest watch, and they did everything they could to not win and cover, and they won and covered. That's what's going to happen here. You're going to watch this Atlanta game, and you're going to be like, how the fuck are they so bad? What is going on? And they'll find a way to squeak it out, maybe by 4, and we're laying 3. But it's not going to be fun for us to watch this. I'm telling you right now, McBride's going to score a touchdown. They're going to get a guy that you've never heard of, a wide receiver that's going to score a touchdown. The one thing that Jacoby Brissett does, and he's doing it at home, is he goes over the total. Arizona is going to score points in this game. Brissett is 9-3 over the total in 12 home games. So, do you really want to be in a shootout with a bad team with Kirk Cousins and relying on that to cover a spread with your laying points on the road? That's where we have to be. If this is our 6th game or 7th game and we're maybe not at 5, I would have to agree with you. I certainly don't like Arizona. I'm not saying I like Arizona. If I had to bet it, I kind of do like Atlanta. I like the way they played Thursday night. I bet them on Thursday night. I had them against you. But
yeah.
So, yes, Atlanta I do like also. But just be wary. This game is not going to be like a low-scoring game. Like, Brissett's going to score on Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, they have a top half of the league defense. I have them ranked 15th. Arizona defense 20th. Their offense is 23rd. Atlanta's is 18th. I don't know. Strength of schedule, I think, is much better for Atlanta. But,
Yeah.
it's probably, if it's too close to call, fine. But I do like them in this game. I don't think they'll
65% of the money of the tickets is on Atlanta right now. Just to let you know.
65?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's normal. Okay. Let's come back to that. I do like them. We got Jacksonville playing Denver.
Big game. Really
Great
good game, man. Broncos have won 11 in a row. Jacksonville's won 5 in a row.
Yeah.
This is going to be a really, really good game. The one stat has been my favorite stat all year. I've been saying it every week, and I even say it to my friends in the football league I play in, because a lot of them are Jet fans. Teams coming off playing the Jets the following week this season are 1-12 against the spread. Love Denver. Love Denver here. Cold weather game, Florida team going to Denver. It's not easy to go to Mile High. And I just think, they got to be feeling themselves, teams that play the Jets and they blow them out and they feel like, okay, that's enough effort to beat everybody. And then they play a good football team and it's just not enough. And Denver's a really, really good team. Denver's a team, I think, that's going to the Super Bowl for sure. I think they're the best team in the AFC. And I just think this is a game that they're going to cover. With the line's what?
3. Hold on. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, I love it.
Line
I love Denver. Love. Absolutely love. One of my favorite plays of the week.
What if you were getting 3.5?
Love Denver. I don't care. I think this game is going to be an easy win for them.
I don't know. I kind of like Jags in this one. But I'm more interested in just watching this game. I don't have a strong opinion. I kind of, like I said, I like the dog. I really like the way the Jags have been playing over the last month. Same with Denver. I mean, I'll give it up. Bo Nix, I didn't think he was good. I'm not sure if I do now even, but man, you can't question the way he's played over the last 2 games. Not saying, he's really playing well. And so is Trevor. It's like, who's got the, obviously Denver has the better defense, but overall rankings, like where do these guys fall? We got, overall rank is, who do you think's higher?
Denver.
Denver is ranked. Oh, hold on. Why is this? Oh, this is just no. Hold on. Denver's defense is ranked 5th.
Yeah.
Denver is ranked 7th. Jacksonville's ranked 9th.
Jags have a really good rush defense. They've been letting up. I don't think they've allowed a 100-yard rusher this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Got to like the under in this game, right?
They're allowing 86 yards per game on the road. I mean, on the rush. That's the fewest mark in the NFL.
Yeah, they're ranked 7th here.
Yeah, I just don't, listen, when I see a trend like that, I've been making a lot of money off those trends. I crushed it last week with that trend. Teams that play the Jets the following week are just not good. And I'm just going to, I have Denver at -3 at home against the Florida team in the cold. Easy win.
Yeah. Okay. Disagree. Or not disagree, but just like I don't want this to be in our top 5. I actually especially because the contest line is 3.5, and I think the Jags can cover that number. Pittsburgh, Detroit, 6.5, 49.5. You want to kick us off?
Yeah, I'll gladly go first. I was super impressed with our defense the other night against Miami. Miami had a really good running attack coming in. Steelers somehow found a way to stop the run. Miami had won 4 in a row. 2 in the cold is not good. He didn't play a good game. Obviously, he got benched. Rodgers had an amazing game, very efficient. I think he was 24 for 28 for 225, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. We ran the ball. We played good defense. No TJ Watt. Didn't matter. We got the win. Tomlin at home on Monday night is unbelievable. The guy is unbeatable. He's now like 12-0. Now here, I like Detroit. This is very similar to when I told you early in the year when I took Cincinnati at home on that Thursday night game, because I know the history of us there. Not good. History here is not very good either. 6-point underdog for Mike Tomlin. 6-19 straight up. As a set, what's the line? 7 or 6.5?
6.5 contest.
Yeah. So
And
6-point
live.
underdog. Aaron Rodgers is 2-11 straight up, 7-6 against the spread.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know about Goff and Campbell, right? They've won 15 straight off a loss. I don't know if you know that. It's one of the key trends this week. Goff and Campbell together off a loss have won 15 straight, 14-1 against the spread in that spot. I don't think we have the team without Watt to handle the speed of Detroit, honestly, in their building. I have no idea how we're going to stop Jahmyr Gibbs. I think St. Brown and Jameson Williams are too much for us. And I just don't think this is a game that sets up well for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh wants to play cold weather, run the ball, don't turn it over, shorten the game, and win a low-scoring game. We could get our doors blown off in this game. This game scares the shit out of me. I love Detroit.
Yeah. Good. Because I do too. And now the data supports it.
Yep.
And yeah, all the qualitative things that I was going to say about this game, I think are all about Steelers and their focus right now, which is week 18 at home against Baltimore. Start getting people healthy, get ready to win that game so that you can win the division. It's all that matters. And it's also playing into the way that I'm handicapping the Baltimore, New England game. But
well, let's not forget one thing.
Got a huge win against Miami.
Yes.
And I totally agree. It's a buzzsaw going into Detroit, them coming off a loss on that fast turf and them just going to be, healthy and throwing the ball and attacking. It's probably going to get ugly.
It could get ugly. 6.5 is not enough. I agree with you. Don't forget. I think you're jumping a little bit the shark when you say Baltimore. We have to go to Cleveland in week 17, and that is an AFC North game. We need to win that game because we're 8-6 right now. We're going to lose to Detroit. We got to beat Cleveland to go 9-7. If we lose to Cleveland, then we're 8-8 going home, and we have to beat Baltimore to win the division. We're not going to win it. I'll tell you right now. We've already beaten Baltimore once. We're not beating them twice. So the most important game on our schedule right now to me as a Steeler fan is we must beat Cleveland in week 17. That will make us 9-7. We can come home. We got to hope the Ravens lose one of these games. The Ravens have a pretty hard schedule. They got New England, they got Green Bay, and they got us.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be easy. Maybe they trip up in Green Bay. I think they have to go to Lambeau.
You're right, though. You're right that the only game that matters is the Cleveland game because it's a division game, and as long as you win that game, then
100%
it's for all the marbles.
Yeah. So this week we're aligned. We both like the Lions. I think we lay the points.
Yeah.
6.5 in the contest is the line for the live line anyway. So I think we just lay it.
Okay. Raiders Houston. I mean, I'm not interested in laying this kind of a number, 14.5, 37.5, which is scary. It just basically means the Raiders aren't going to score, or at least that's what the market thinks. The Raiders are arguably the worst team in the league, along with the Jets, but this is way too much wood to chop.
Arizona's pretty bad too, but there are some bad teams, Jack. You're right. And the Raiders are one of them.
Yeah.
But I will just interject really quickly, not that I could ever get you to do this. But the Raiders plus 14.5, I think, are the play in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just teams listed as double-digit underdogs in consecutive games. 72, 44, and 3 against the spread. I know that's a long look back of 20 years. The second leg, including 3-0 this season against the spread. So also the team that gets shut out. The same reason I like Cincinnati. I like the Raiders. Those teams play hard the following week after getting embarrassed and shut out. It's one thing to lose in the NFL. It's another thing to get shut out. Teams that get shut out, and it happened 3 weeks ago to Minnesota, they've put up 30 points each the last 2 weeks, 2 wins. I'm not saying that the Raiders are going to beat the Texans, but I think they'll find a way to cover 14.5.
Guess who practiced in full today?
Gino.
Yeah. Yeah, those are all good points. But again, this if we've sort of abandoned our anti-survivor strategy. Not that it's hurt us, but if you're going to do it, it would be on either this game or the Browns. And I just think there's too many other opportunities this week than to get involved with somebody like this late in the season. That's the only thing now. It's like,
yeah,
the people are starting to shut themselves down. There's a little bit of quit out there, although no one would ever admit it, but you start to see signs of it. And
players don't quit because players are on tape and they're trying to play for jobs. But I think teams kind of know, like, at a certain point, they're better off losing than winning. I mean, it's about draft picks, it's about the franchise, but players are looking to make individual plays because they'll either be cut and signed by another team or they won't even have a job next year. So it's important for players to play well every week.
It depends on the player. Like if you have enough credibility and stature in the league, and you're in a contract year, and you're let's say nursing an injury, you've been on and off Higgins, perfect example. Higgins has had either 2 or 3 concussions this year.
Oh, I know.
And that's an example to me, like it's kind of one of the reasons I didn't jump on Cincy with you, is just sort of like he's either shut himself down or the team through organizational responsibility has shut him down to just say, dude, we're not going to the playoffs. Your year is done. Like, great job. And sometimes players who are nursing an injury just may say that to themselves. Just be like, I'm in a contract year. I mean, why hasn't Hutchinson played? I mean, he's in a contract year, and that guy hasn't returned to the team. I just don't understand what's going on with him. And it's got to be something to do with getting traded. Sorry. I know.
The Lions?
No.
Aiden Hutchinson has been playing.
Sorry, not Hutchinson. Hendrickson on Cincy.
Oh, Trey Hendrickson. I think he's hurt.
Yeah.
He's been hurt all year. He hasn't played.
But he's also in a contract year. Anyway.
You know what? I'll tell you a little bit of a prop that you could play. I think in this Miami-Cincy game, it's interesting. Mike Gesicki, anytime touchdown, or maybe 2 or more touchdowns. Revenge game against Miami.
I'm going against him in fantasy, I think. All right, let's move on to the Sunday night game. So no play there. I'm not interested in the Raiders.
I like Cincinnati a lot in that game.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I like the Raiders with the points.
Right, but not to make our top 5.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. Sunday night is New England, Baltimore. You want to take us out on this one? I have a very strong opinion on this one.
Oh, I love Baltimore in this game.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, my God.
What?
Lamar dominates. Lamar is known as the Night King. He's 20-5 straight up in the regular season. Weeks 15 to 18 is 16-0 straight up in his career. The best mark in for any quarterback in NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
Drake May is only 1-4 in a small sample size in December games. Baltimore needs the game. I mean, I think it's an exasperating loss for New England last week. New England had Buffalo dead and buried on the ropes at home. At the half, they were up by 3 touchdowns, and they found a way to lose the game. I'm sorry. You don't just come back from that. That was a devastating loss for them. I don't care who the coach is. That is a devastating loss. Baltimore is getting right at the right time. They're running the ball really well the last 2 weeks. Derrick Henry looks like Derrick Henry. Lamar Jackson looks like Lamar Jackson. I love Baltimore in this game. Absolutely love.
As much as you love them.
One of my favorite plays of the year, and I'll tell you why. Their defense has really recovered. You know how bad it was early in the year? You talked about it. You talked about how
week
bad
8.
They were like 30th. They are now 5th in the NFL in EPA per play, success rate, and 1st against the run. Like, their defense has completely turned it around at the right time of year. I think New England's going to struggle in this game. I mean, if you took away Travion Henderson's long run or runs in that game, New England wasn't that impressive. And I really just like the way Baltimore's focused here. And I don't want to say that. I don't like Baltimore. I mean, I'm a Steeler fan. I fucking hate Baltimore. But the fact remains, I love Baltimore in this game this week. They're in My big 3 parlay this week is Lions, Denver, Baltimore. Those are my 3 games that I really am circling and putting them in everything.
Okay. Oh man, I can't believe it. Yeah, I violent disagreement. I think it's a perfect opportunity to take New England. That the market completely overreacted to their loss to the Bills. And if you think about who Baltimore has been playing the last 3 weeks, it's been Cincinnati twice, and I don't know who they played in between. But I think the post-injury Lamar is not the Lamar that's filled up that stat sheet that you just rattled off. That's what I think. And I just believe that they didn't look great last week in Cincy. I know they won 28-0, but Cincy was horrible. And I just think this is a completely different animal that they're facing. And New England let Buffalo, they couldn't step on the throat. But they played well enough to win that game, and they're gonna come into this game like so angry and focused to get the monkey off their back from that loss. And I don't think it's going to be a hard game for them to win because I don't think Baltimore's good. That's really what this comes down to. Baltimore and Lamar especially. Lamar is still hurt. Lamar is not the Lamar of old who's going to be running up and down the field on Sunday nights like he always has for the last 5-7 years. This is the new Lamar who can't run, and he
ran last week. He looked great. He looked great last week.
I didn't think he did.
He ran, and Derrick Henry ran. I mean, they're running. The Ravens the last 2 games have rushed for 189 yards and 217 yards. 2 games in a row. How's New England against the run?
Their defense is 26th overall. Offense is 10th. Baltimore is 15th. You know, they're more even.
Could not disagree with you more. I cannot believe that you don't think that that's a crushing loss for New England last week, where they had the division in their fucking hands and they let Buffalo slip through. You don't just come back from that next week on the road against a desperate football team. Baltimore is playing for their season every game. They cannot lose another game. They are going to fucking bury New England. This game is not going to be that close. I don't think. I mean, the line's only what? 2, 3?
2.5.
2.5. We have a great line. How could you not like that?
I love New England.
How do you not like Baltimore in this game?
I started this week off sounding exactly like you did. And then I said to myself,
I have the data that supports it. You're just going on feel.
I'm going on the narrative that Lamar is not right. He's still hurt, and that Baltimore is not who they used to be. And this is the new Patriots. I love New England.
New England is a team that has the weakest strength of schedule of any team in the league. They have not played anyone in the league. So you're going to tell me that they're going to go in to beat John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson in their building at night in a must-win game for the Ravens? I think you're absolutely crazy.
Let me tell you what their schedule rank is.
You don't need to. I know what it is. It's garbage. They haven't beaten anybody.
No, Baltimore's.
You're right. New England's better. They played a lot of hard games.
New England's dead last. Baltimore's 23rd.
Yeah, but Baltimore also has Steelers and Detroit coming up. That's not factored into those yet.
Okay.
We disagree. Right. I mean, I cannot believe I can't get you to Baltimore. Wow, that's really fun. And somehow you like Jacksonville. Like we are not aligned on any games. So far we have 2 games.
No, Chicago I have and the Lions. That's it. Well, hold on. We got one more game.
Oh.
We got the Monday night game, which is Colts 49ers.
I love Phil Rivers. God bless that guy, man. That's really sick.
You know what? Last week I had a 6-team teaser that would have won me $600. I had 100 on it. I had everything right, and I had the Colts in it, and I switched it to Seattle.
Wow.
Yeah. Rivers got me again. Look, Indy is at home. They're getting 5.5 at home. Someone finally came in and bet them after they were getting 6.5 a couple days ago. So I'm not surprised by that. Total is 46.5.
Yep.
I think they're very much a live dog in this game. And I can't believe they're getting this number. I mean, I get it. Vegas is begging us to take them, but I don't know. They played really well against Seattle. The pass rush was like, I hadn't seen them play that well all year. And I don't know. I'm inclined to take the points here. What do you think? You like 49ers?
I think the 49ers are playing great football. I mean, since Purdy's come back, they've been way better, right? They're 4-0 straight up and against the spread since Purdy's back. Purdy has been good at night. He's played 3 night games. They're 3-0 against the spread this year and straight up. They haven't lost a night game. Purdy in his career is 9-6 against the spread at night. Steichen and the Colts have played 2 night games. Prime time, they lost both games straight up and against the spread this year. Rivers has faced the 49ers 4 times his career. He's 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
He averages 29 points a game in those games. I mean, I'm sure those games were with the Chargers, 2018 and before. So kind of irrelevant. You know, that was that Charger San Fran kind of thing they had going on back then.
Mm-hmm.
But Rivers has lost 5 straight starts on Monday night. I like San Fran. I think San Fran's playing very good football. I think the Colts thing is a nice story. I think that they went and it was really fun to watch Rivers throw a touchdown pass, and they hung in the game against Seattle's defense, getting a huge number. I think this is a little bit of a different animal. Like, they're coming home, and I think this could be one of those like wake up call kind of games. You know, like, hey, we have a 44-year-old quarterback, and you know we're playing a very good team on Monday night, and you know we're getting less than a touchdown. I don't know. I think if you like the Colts, you like them to win the game. They're either going to win the game or they're not going to cover. If I had to bet it, I like San Fran.
Okay. Wow, we disagree again. So look, this is what I have for our top 5 right now. Chicago plus 1.5. New Orleans, possibility, but I have them in here minus 4.5 because we did agree on that.
Okay.
Atlanta minus 2.5. Detroit 6.5.
Yep.
And I had New England. I thought we were going to agree on that, and I'll
not even close. I won't even go. I love Baltimore. They're in every bet I'm making. This is an easy win.
Yeah.
New England got exposed. They blew it. And when you blow it like that, you don't just bounce back from that. No way. Love the Ravens. I like Cincy a lot.
Well enough, Chell. I think they played well enough in that, like, they didn't get blown out. Like, they blew a lead, you know?
They blew a 3-touchdown lead at home to their biggest rival. And they lost the game. And I'm sorry. Not good. But we'll agree. Listen, we got time. At least we have 4. We'll find the 5th game. Megabucks is rolling along, buddy. I am in the top 5. I don't know if you know that. You're co-host here. I went from 8,000 back to 51. I'm in 5th place in Megabucks, New York.
Good for you.
Thanks, brother.
All right, everybody. We got the bowl season rolling along. We got we got a good new handicapper at the site named Liam Baylor, who is 3-0 in bowl games. And I believe he has Missouri State tonight as his 4th. He's been posting some amazing analysis, and he'll keep going as we roll through the bowl season. So check that out if you haven't already.
That's cool.
And, we're heading toward Christmas next week. And
it's going to be fun. I just put up the tree. I got the menorah up.
Yeah. Looking to stay hot, buddy. Let's do it.
Jack, we've been really good. I think we need to continue to rely on the data, but also and use the data to our advantage.
Yeah, use the data, but also let's monitor where the big plays are going to be this week, and if we have options.
But also, again, Jack,
I still regret even last week a little bit that once I saw that Detroit was the number 1 or number 2 pick against the Rams, I kind of was like, man, well, we had other options. I mean, good. Buffalo was also, and that ended up coming through for us.
It was also. But we could have gone with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was not a huge favorite in that game.
Right.
And that was a game that we could have taken.
That's right.
We got scared off of Pittsburgh because of the hook.
Yeah.
We had a
So,
bad contest line.
yeah.
It was
Now
bad
there's a
CLB
few,
for us.
there's a few of those this week. Oh, if I can get you to Tennessee, then we have our fifth.
Oh, I will never bet Tennessee in my life, ever.
Well,
Sorry,
you're gonna bet with me personally then on Chiefs because
bro.
I'll take the
Tennessee's
Titans.
a 2-win team.
I
There's
know.
no way they're going to be in our top 5. I don't even feel good about having the Saints in Atlanta in our top 5, and they've won at least 4 games. Like, I don't want to go out like that. I want to be on real teams.
Okay, we'll talk. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and check the newsletter either Saturday night or Sunday morning for our final 5. And good luck to you and your selections.
Yeah, we'll do one more show next week before Christmas, right, Jack? We'll get one in maybe before the holiday.
Yeah, Wednesday's Christmas Eve. Is it Christmas Eve or is that Thursday?
Christmas Eve is the 24th. I think that's Thursday. I don't know the date. I got to look, but
wait, hold on. It's Wednesday, so maybe we'll do Tuesday next week.
Yeah, that probably is smart. And I'll see you tomorrow night at Gerard's.